को हुनुहुन्छ पुरा कमेन्ट गर्नु होला है। नेपाल त जित्छ जित्छ।
Kali no. Satu tidur dong, dan lewat toilet sih. Yang tidur apa saja? Betul ni. Kalau malah baik lah. Hame tidur ni नहीं सकते यार. हमें कमला गाँव में थी. क्या नाम डरता है खल्ला गाँव भरने का? फुटबलमा हो माथि फुटी बजार भोलि लाइभ हुने हो पता नहीं यार मेरो भाइ थोरै झुठेमा पकाए पनि खाइहाल्छु के गर्दै
कतिजना आछन् 750 जना आछन् आधा घन्टा हैन यताउति हिँडिरहेछन् नै त्यो नै उमा क्या ल्याप यताउति उ गर्छ नि हातमा देखिरहेको थियो कि ट्रेनिङ दुई 2026 अब आइगयो त 26 पनि क्या भयो हेर
भर्खर त आएको
ट्रेनिङ गर्दै
समीरलाई पनि त भर्खर आयो अक्टोबर नोभेम्बर
भयो सुरु
3-4 महिना
सुरु भइगयो सुरु भइगयो सुरु आइगयो जाऊ न उता छिट्टै गएर हेरौँला आउन हेमा हेरौँ न सबै एउटामा
triumph of qualifying for a third T20 World Cup, and you have to think almost certainly they will get their hands on the trophy, barring something extraordinary from the Samoan batters, as Nepal have racked up the second highest total of the tournament. Both have come against Samoa, both have been 200 plus, and it was a really good finish that drove Nepal up north of 200 for the first time. Lokesh Baum, the Bulgarian, and Bhupender Singh already have them in a very good position. Now, one thing we've got to keep our eyes on in this second innings is that man at backward point, Bhupender Singh already. He's on a streak of 5 consecutive run-outs. Can he get a 6 across these 20 overs? Karen Casey will start with the new ball in his hand, his first appearance. Gets off the mark immediately. He's opening the batting alongside Darius Visser, and you've got the company of Andrew Leonard here in the commentary box alongside Pranab Mehta. Pranab, good afternoon or good evening to you. It's going to be 15 that will have the most beautiful sunset, I suspect, as the curtains come down in this tournament. It's been pretty intense, being honest, but it has been a great tournament, and I don't think there can be any arguments over the three sides of the qualifier. All those three top-ranked teams walking into this tournament found a way, got that big ticket to India and Sri Lanka next year. The all-important T20 World Cup. And then when you're talking about three very good sides, one batting heavy, one bowling heavy, and the third one fielding heavy. Have you heard of that? Fielding heavy? Well, yeah, I know we've said it a few times, but maybe if you join us for the first time, the tale of the three sides that have qualified has been a tale of the three disciplines. Nepal by a distance the standout fielding side of the tournament, Oman by a standout distance the best bowling side of the tournament, and ultimately UAE's batting was their strongest discipline too to get the third spot. I look forward to seeing how Karen Casey goes back into the side. He'll have been a bit frustrated, won't he, having sat out the first 5 games, but the reality is, with Koshin Jah back bowling and him being an option with the ball as a seamer, it was a case of 3 not fitting into the 2 spots between Sambal Kami, Nanda Yadav and the great long-standing legend of the game in Nepal and Karen Casey. Certainly, but I really feel that probably it is the spin of Nepal that is the most important and most effective. The only thing I'm concerned about is why isn't there a lot of use of big cheer for the direct hit from Sandeep Lamachani, but safely home. Yannick Kasim's gone well actually. Kami's gone well up at the top, and he's kind of tended to have a tale of 2 spells, a bit erratic, a few wides, and maybe expensive in his first spell, but at the death he's gone really well. And given that's been the biggest problem probably across the course of 5 or 6 years
नेपालले 200
for Nepal in both the white ball formats. Finding an answer at the death alongside the rarest of things, which is an off-break bowler who bowls to the death in Devendra Singh Airi. I think Stuart Law is better served in that discipline now. But I will agree, as this one's guided between the gap and the race to the rope. Keep your eyes on Sean Salia. He is a fine player. He gets his first boundary, the first of Samoa's chase. The most important part of the shot was he played it close to his body, just opening the face of the bat very late and finding that gap between shot third and backward point. First boundary for Samoa. This looked really well here in Oman. Yes, results not in their favour. 225 is what they conceded against UAE and 212 on this occasion against Nepal. Good stop from Karen Casey off his own bowling. Just the 5 runs off the bats and the leg by in that first over. It's 6 for none.
केपी शर्मा ओलीलाई रिप बन्दैछन् सबै हाम्रो दर्शकहरूले केपी ओली ढलेबाट हाम्रो खेल पनि अगाडि आइरहेको छ
Top 3 ranked sides qualified. It's easy as they've done it with a 2-point to spare difference. That really hasn't been the tail of the tournament. At one stage in the Super Sixes, we had 5 consecutive matches that all went to the final over, with the batting side needing between 9 and 12 to win. All 5 of those games obviously could have gone either way. 3 went the way of the side defending the runs, 2 went the way of the side chasing the runs, and Nepal were the only side to win 2 of those 5 matches, getting across the line. As Airi opens the bowling and nearly starts with the wickets. Rohit Paul, the captain at mid-off, thought it was straight to Karen Casey. He was up celebrating, but Visser gets a bit lucky and gets 4. They really need a little bit of luck, actually a lot of luck. Chasing 212 to win, even if they want to get close to it. Intent on offer immediately. Beats everything. Airi hands to the head again. Yeah, Visser, a prolific scorer throughout his Samoan career so far. Just his 17th T20I today. That one speared in. It's that low trajectory. A high score of just 27 in this tournament as he's come up against the higher ranked opposition. Can today be his day? Causing problems. Never too easy when the ball is kidding on. Next to fire attempt, Devendra Singh Airi. Busy cricketer. Yeah, clever cricketer. She could over that. What comeback. Could have been a wicket from the first ball, 4 consecutive dots. Just got to tweak his field a bit. Send the man a... Long on wider, and it will be 5 consecutive dots to round out the second over. It is 10 for none. Through this chase. He's a very fine player, great first class record in New Zealand. Nepal fans are just lapping up every second here, and Muscat really enjoying it. Banging the drum metaphorically and literally. As it's a split field for Karen Casey's second deep backward point in place, so too is deep mid wicket. Probably too tough a task, you'd imagine, for Samoa to chase this down, but there'll be plenty of the stage, and then to perform under pressure in a must-win game. Thuds into the pad, big appeal and given, And Visser's power-hitting exploits have never come to the party throughout this tournament. KC returns to the side and returns with a wicket. It's going to be the first one of the chase. Big shot attempted into the leg side. I think he might have been through it almost a little bit early. And it's a hack across the line. I think it's an easy decision. The finger goes up. Nepal have their first.
Probably one of the better prolific strikers, but just not come to the party here at the Oman Cricket Academy. Just 4 runs for him in those 10 deliveries that he faced, trying to heave it across the line. Just not able to strike and strike clean. Samoa lose their first on 11. The main powerhouse of the Samoan batting lineup, Ben Malata. If Samoa want to get anywhere close to that 212 on the board from Nepal, a lot of expectations will be from Ben Malata. They're 40 years of age. Credit to him, he's got through all of the 6 games, where some of his other veterans, particularly Ross Taylor, who I think so many Nepal fans were looking forward to seeing play against Nepal. He's not fit. I believe it's a calf muscle that has been causing him significant problems. Only got through a couple of matches, and several veterans for Taran Nethala's side haven't been able to stay fit, so they're down to 12 fit players. But Maliata has stood tall, played very nicely on the whole as he drives into the covers. Good stop. A few players here from the Nepali side. Do you think, or do you reckon there are any changes that are going to be there in the Nepali side walking to the World Cup?
I think there are spots to play for. I think Lokesh Bam's innings this evening has certainly shown what he can do and maybe justified his inclusion in the 15. This is chipped into the leg side and agonisingly out of reach. It would have been another one for the highlight reel for the Tiger himself, Dipender Singh Airi, but he wasn't able to get there. Let's get a look here. I think it was always out of his reach, but he made such ground. Not quite. Great effort.
Three was done. 12 for the loss of 1. Samoa struggling here.
3 ओभरमा 12 रन भनेको त के होइन के हो
So, Nandan Yadav is going to be the first change in bowling. Just the one over for Dipender Singh Airi. And Yadav, the tearaway quick, will come into the attack. And it's a misfield. We've been raving about Nepal's fielding. And of all people, it's Airi that's going to concede a boundary 4. I think he's indicating that it's just taken a kick off the edge of the square and maybe bouncing away. He didn't anticipate. It's poor work. Bad effort from Airi as it goes straight through him.
Probably trying it a little too hard. Or probably be trying to be too critical on to Dipender Singh Airi. He's human after all.
Superhuman, but absolutely human. You're spot on. There's that one, belted powerfully by Maliata to get 4. Now misses the pull shot. I suspect Airi will want to make up for that and make up for it quickly. It's about 20 past 4 local time, probably of an hour or so of light left, and then we'll be treated with another beautiful sunrise. The floodlights will kick in.
I believe all the teams are coming back for a post-tournament presentation where we'll see some celebrations for all 3 of the qualified sides. And let's hope Samoa and Japan and Qatar join in those celebrations. Been a great tournament, this one. As Yadav floods that one into the pad. Required run rate, because it's over 200, it's going to escalate rapidly out of control here. But it's probably not about chasing down the total here for Samoa, is it? It's about having some real moments in the second innings, maybe an individual 50 or 2, and find a way to show that they're learning from the quality side they're playing.
Even if they go down with a fine, go down with a moment of brilliance, either would work for them. A memorable inning from Sean Solia.
Hammered away, not the right length, and it's going to go for 4. Good batting. Malayata, you've really enjoyed watching him, Pranav, haven't you, throughout this tournament? He's got a simplistic technique, but he's very effective.
Hand-eye coordination, pure hand-eye coordination from Ben Malayata. By far one of my favorite players that I've enjoyed watching out. Very easy on the eyes, not a lot of foot movement. Doesn't complicate the proceedings.
Just likes to see the ball hit the ball. And that power, incredible power behind the bat.
Down the leg side will be given as a wide. Yeah, for Nepal, obviously very likely after that batting effort they'll close it out with 6 from 6. What are they trying to do here in this final 20 overs of the tournament for them?
Nepal is the happy side, aren't they? Almost inching close to the final game win. They've been without a defeat throughout this tournament. And now to close out this tournament on a high, on the winning note, pick up the trophy. I think it just can't get better than that.
Right on the money again from Nandan Yadav. Yeah, I think Stuart Law would like a bit of discipline. He'd like a bit of consistency in terms of his bowling attack. I think he'll be very pleased with the batting. That was probably the one thing that hasn't clicked throughout the tournament. And he's a man who compels pretty high standards. I've spoken to him twice since they've qualified. On the first occasion he told me, well, I don't want us to think we've qualified yet. And on the second occasion he told me we've still got games to play here. As the short ball misses the attempted pull. 4 have been bowled, 21 for 1.
How much does he clock?
Nandan Yadav, speed. I think he's a bit quicker than Sampal Kami. And Kami has been clocked at a range of in between about 132 to a peak of about 141 kilometres an hour. Both very skiddy bowlers. I think Nandan Yadav's a fraction quicker. So I think he's the one pacer from Nepal might be able to get it towards that 140 marker alongside Kami. Gulshan Jah has all the tools and the range of motions to get up to that speed as well. And Karen KC probably more like a 125. It's easy to get, well, not easy, but it's, you know, you get to that 125, 130 with regularity from medium pacers, but it's that next 10%, isn't it, that's the most difficult aspect. As KC will bowl his 3rd on the bounce in the power play, so they're not able to make any contact. How difficult is this for Samoa? End of the tournament, walking wounded all throughout their team. Big Nepal crowd, 200 plus on the board. This is, well, as tough as it gets.
Everything is against Samoa at the moment. Can't really think of one factor that is in their favour. Look at that roar. I'm sure the people on the TV can't hear it. And
I think it's Sandeep Lamachani winding them up. He's almost orchestrating them like a conductor. And they're responding. Great to see him with a smile on his face.
अहिले खै मैले हेर्न पाएन त्यो पनि हामी काममा थियौँ लाइफ त हेर्नु पर्यो नि छोराले जानु पकाउनु न खाना
Now Lamachani has the ball in hand. He's the one who's just see if he does it again, if we stick with him. Let's see if he's going to go back to this crowd and maybe raise his arms again. Come on, Sandeep.
I think he's going to do it. That was fair.
मालिकको हेर्न
Hey, there he goes. Brilliant scenes.
खानाको
Oh, now out comes, this one, the thunderclap.
I think he can do great as a crowd engagement person.
Absolutely. Get him in there. The conductor of the orchestra.
Touches around for a single. Things have been very slow in the power play for Samoa. 23 in those 27 deliveries that have been bowled. They've lost a wicket.
I can promise you something. When Lamachani gets the ball in his hand, he will be looking for one thing and one thing only. Wickets, wickets, wickets. He's having a lot of fun with them, isn't he?
If you look at the top right corner of your screen, and Rao in the center, it is Sandeep Lamachane, who is having a fantastic time.
Love to see that. Somebody enjoying their time out there.
नेपालले त मजा
Salia looks for the little ram. Got into a tricky position.
212 रन अहिलेसम्म कोहीले
Must be a
ल्याएको
few
छैन नि हैन
dentists around the world who see shots like that.
190 को
Just
थियो
the
बरु
grimace going on, not up into your face of all things. Do you think we might have a concussion check here? Yeah, we will do, because he's probably deflected it into his own helmet. Don't think it was a nasty blow, just a glancing one, so I think he should be fine.
ऊ थपिन्छ कि नै
As the
हजुरले
mandatory
भन्नुभएको थियो नि
concussion test will be gone through. A few drinks run out as well, still pretty warm out there.
अगाडि
Trying to
आइयो
play the
हैन
battle. It was Sean Solia.
चिन्न पनि अब
Deflection
सबले
of the
चिन्छ कि नै
bat
यसलाई
straight onto the
चिन्दैन
helmet.
2026 को खेल्छ के T20
सुन्नु न
24 for the loss of
2026
one,
को
4.4
जित्नुपर्छ
shot. Sean Solia 8 of 7 deliveries. Ben Malata has taken a little bit of time. 10 of 11 for him.
विश्वकपमा त
Karan
फरक
Casey
परेको हैन
is bowling a brilliant spell here. Into his third over, just 10 runs is what he's conceded.
हो त यार
And he's got a
वर्ल्ड
wicket to himself as
विश्वकप
well.
हैन अझ
Chasing
World Cup भने त
212,
कति
Samoa have
टेस्ट
just not got going.
ए त्यस्तो त्यही त यार काजनला हो मुटास लागिल यार नेपालले यार सबै पनि गरस हान्न दिन्न जस्तो लाग्यो मलाई त समेत नो सबै पनि हान्न दिन्न नेपालले 100% हो के तपाईहरु को हुनुहुन्छ साथ सपोर्ट गर्ने नेपाल भनेर लेखेर कमेन्ट हान्नु होला है नेप 4 ओभर 4 बलमा 24 रन मात्र यार
Right then, order has been restored. Ben Malata, 10 of 11, he would want to cut loose here. Doesn't have a lot of time. 188 required in 92 deliveries.
Oh, this looks close again. Was there bats involved? Maybe. Looked very adjacent to me on first viewing here.
नेपालमा
Long think from the umpire. Let's get another look.
हेर्न पाएन
Probably the height because Ben Malata is not.
तीन बल थियो
Is one of the tallest there. Probably impacting over the knee roll, and that's the only thing that could have saved him.
I think you need some bat involved there for that
तिर्पा लिएर आइजाऊ क्या
to not be given.
अरुको बाली
Maybe on height and the other factor, but looked pretty good, pretty adjacent.
नेपालीको छन्
Goes Maliata's way against Casey. He was
जित्छ
convinced, wasn't
भनेर
he?
फिक्स छ
Gonna run a quick single as it beats the reverse cupped effort. Hunting in packs out there. There's Nepali fielders everywhere, and it's Irie that backs it up. 5 have been bowled. 25 for 1.
पुरा नेपाल जस्तो रहेछ यो यहाँ जस्तो रहेछ खाली टाढा हैन
So 3 bowlers used thus far. And we'll see a 4th come into the attack now. Lalit Rajbanshi returns to the team. Still have a few issues, I feel, Pranav, in terms of the exact balance of the side. I think we've seen multiple players used in multiple different roles. Also, Lee Jor ended up all the way down at number 8. One of the big matches. It's very much a movable feast, that Nepal batting order, really, with the exception of the 2 openers. Kind of everyone else, from 3 to 8, or maybe even 3 to 9 sometimes, could come in anywhere. As Lalit Rajbanshi will bowl the sixth. And he's going to strike from his first ball. It's the softest of dismissals. A gentle, floated left arm orthodox delivery. It's just chipped back to him. He was never going to drop that. Lalit Rajbanshi. And back into the side today. He strikes with his first ball.
Throughout this innings, Ben Mahalata has been looking to force the proceedings. He's rushed onto the ball on a few occasions. This is just another occasion where he plunges it straight to the bowler. Lalit Rajbanshi is never going to be dropping something as simple as that of his own bowling. Ben Mahalata, a lot of expectations, not able to stand up to them. And he's going to be walking back to the dugout for the second wicket of Samoa.
स्पष्ट माथि तपाईले अहिले मैले स्क्यान सानो गरे है तपाईलाई चाहिँ स्पष्ट हाम्रो स्कोर बोर्ड देखाएको छ यदि स्कोर बोर्ड देखाएको छैन भने कमेन्ट गर्नु त यदि स्कोर बोर्ड देखाएको छैन भने तपाईले कमेन्ट गर्नुस् म तपाईलाई स्कोर बोर्ड देखाउनको लागि मैले स्क्यान अलिकति सानो गरे
Rajbanshi picking up a wicket of the very first delivery.
देखाएको छ भने पक्कै पनि कमेन्ट गर्नु त
In comes Solomon Nash. This is one of those different kind of a decision from Samoa to promote Solomon Nash right up the order.
Yeah, initially listed at number 8. You're spot on the money. Pranav Slip's going to go into place. I think again, probably just to a certain extent, trying to give a bit of exposure and a bit of variety. They are walking wounded this Samoan side.
धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद
Two wickets in the lost.
तपाईहरुले मलाई कमेन्ट गर्नुस् म तपाईको कमेन्ट हरेक कमेन्टहरु हेरिरहेको देखाएको छ यसो
Bowler again. It's going to be, well, an elongated victory for him. Yeah, not just the play on the field, but the post-match, post-series presentation. You can't really argue that Nepal deserved the victory. I know they were pushed to the brink, and the absolute brink, I mean, by both UAE and Qatar. But ultimately, they're very much deserving of their championship title that they'll confirm now in the coming era.
Let's not forget they're the only side in this tournament that have not lost a game.
Oh, good delivery, the arm ball from Rajbanshi, fully bowled. Really nicely so far. He's been left out on 2 occasions already this series.
Really feel that the only gap that Nepal has in their side is
Oh, well bowled. Diving stop but slip.
probably a batter like Hardik Pandya. A strong, solid finisher who can hit and strike at will. Probably who can bat number 6, number 7.
I think they have one in jab, but I think they might need another. Yeah, and Irie can perform that role. And he's just got to make that number 5 spot his own. It's a wicket maiden for Lalit Rajbanshi. Very well bowled by him. 25 for 2.
यो त चेक गरिरहेछन् के कुन कुन देशको खेल्न पाउँछन् त
A little bit of a look at the best of the power play. A couple of wickets have fallen. Karen KC was the one who trapped the first LBW. Visser has had a disappointing tournament with the bat. He has been in the wickets with the ball. And then Rajbanshi with that little chipped return catch. All the wicket maiden for the 6th. And now a big cheer just whilst you might have been off air and we were on the highlights package there. It came in because Sandeep Pamachani will come into the attack. And with his right arm leg spin, I can guarantee you he will be thinking of, well, how many can I get here? He'll have the difficulty of bowling to the left-hander, Sean Salia. He may well take him on. Spread field, but there is a slip in place. Starts with the googly, Salia works it down the ground. Even Salia, all his experience in first-class cricket, and he'll be heading straight back to start the season there in New Zealand. Even he's limping a little bit, just jogging through there. There are some very tired bodies for Samoa.
It's been exhausting. Good, solid 7-8 days of cricket here at the heart of Muscat.
खेलाडी बराबर कहाँ छ त खेलाडी त खतराको पर्छ नि त
अब रिङ्कु सिंगाडालाई एकै म्याचमा यत्रो परेर यत्रो माथि भइसक्यो त्यो यस्तो कस्तो
पहिले किनेर पनि लग्छन् कि नै किनेर बाहिर देशले लग्यो भने जति भन्यो त्यति दिनै पर्छ एकैछिनमा आइगयो
एकैछिनमा म्याचको 50-60 लाख 1 करोडसम्म लिन्छन्
अनि
हाम्रो
And the heat of Muscat. The heat of Muscat and the quality of cricket here that they have played has been an intensity, isn't there? All the way through. It's been exhausting.
अनि पछि त एउटा पछि नेपालका
And then to add on to that,
नेपालले यहाँ इन्डियामा खेल्न देख्यो नि
we'll get a single there.
लगाउन के यसलाई
अच्छा पहिला यही थियो यो
अनि पहिला यही जन्म त नेपाल हो यसको
It's been an exhausting tournament for all of us, hasn't it?
मान्छे त्यो
अच्छा
यही सब क्रिकेट यही सिकेको हो त्यो
अच्छा खेल्न लायो अनि पछि राम्रो राम्रो देख्या होला नि
राम्रो देखेर यसलाई इन्डियाले यही दिल्ली हो कि यतैको किने हुन् के
किन अट्किन लाग्छ
अच्छा
20 लाखमा किनेको थियो पहिलो खेल थियो
Well, that would
20
be
लाखमा
a pleasure to be a part of it and a pleasure to be here. In Muscat, it always is.
अनि बल्ल नेपाल
I think it was second, but excellent fielding. Just so quick across the turf. Lokesh Bam makes the stop this time. Got some great questions coming in on social media. Next over is Seamer Bowls, which might be a while away. We'll get to a few of those. Many asking about the setup of the groups, how they will fall for the T20 World Cup. Asking us which of the 8 associate sides is going to go the best in next year's tournament. As the Googly is helped into the leg side, going to fall just short. We don't know the groups yet. Anything we would say would be speculation. I would guess and suggest that if they're done on the rankings, there's some kind of a snake. A snake is simply a design of seedings of the teams from, let's say, 1 to 4, then 5 to 8, 9 to 12, etc. That they can design those snakes in different ways.
खेल्नै पाएन यार
I would imagine that whatever is the case, it should likely be 3 full member test nations in each of the 4 groups and then 2 associates in each of the groups. And with Nepal winning this tournament, they might get the benefit of kind of being the higher ranked and higher seeded of those associates. Is that a blessing in disguise? Because that'll allow them to get the best of themselves. Yeah, no, and we'll give you one game that you should really fancy winning against maybe. It could be, let's say, in Italy, or it could be a Canada that they will take on, or USA, of course. That would be a game Nepal will fancy in those conditions. 6 singles from Lamachani's first. It's 31 for 2. But it's really the question of which 3 full members you get as the groups get drawn out. So there'll be a number of factors at play. Sri Lanka will definitely host one of the groups entirely, and then we'll probably host about half of the games in another group that Pakistan will have to play because they won't be playing on Indian soil in this event. So you would imagine that as a byproduct, India maybe will be in Group A, Sri Lanka in Group B as the kind of the hosts and the top seeds. Outside of that, there's other factors. They won't want to join, let's say, they won't want to put 5 Asian teams into the one pool. They'll want a little bit of a spread and a world feel to it. Big swing and a miss from Solomon Nash. I think it's been sent in to have a go. So there's been some speculation online. I've seen a load of people post their own groups online, but they are not true. There is no official announcement. The only thing we saw confirmed absolutely over the last couple of days is the 20 teams that will be there. And I've seen some crazy groups being drawn up that don't apply any of the logic that I would expect to see. Got him. It's Lalit Rajbanchi at his best, and Nash's promotion up the order, well, it doesn't work. The top of off is rocked back by the highly accurate Lalit Narayan Rajbanchi, who's yet to concede a run. Oh, he's been incredible. Lalit Rajbanchi. He's been the toughest bowler that Samoa have played in Oman here. Quality of Lalit Rajbanchi, bowling wide of the crease and just angling straighter. It was a left-arm orthodox, a gem of a delivery, just meeting the outside edge. It's a dream delivery, isn't it? It's the archetypal left-arm orthodox delivery, wide of the crease, drift, dip, turn, top of off is kissed, and Nash has got to go for 3. Samoa in real trouble, 31 for 3.
7 ओभर 2 ओभर विकेट मात्र फेरि विकेट लैगयो यार यो सारा अल आउट हुन्छ तिमीलाई के लाग्छ होला अल आउट
Samson Sola will join Sean Sillia at the crease. The first slip remains in place. Rajbanchi's been untouchable thus far. Just loses his grip on the ball this time. The high quality spin that Samoa are being challenged with here is, well, certainly something that they won't have experienced too much on these kind of surfaces. And it's, well, as tall a task as you can imagine with over 40 spots separating these two sides in the ICC T20I rankings. Oh, they've been by far miles apart from Samoa. Nepal have been incredible. Really, the most important factor is that with 5 fielders inside the circle, can one of the batters choose to play through the line or probably get a little aggressive? I know how deeply you care about cricket in Oman and the growth of it here and how much you support Oman. Even you would say, though, that Nepal are the deserved champions. Is that a fair assessment? Oh, certainly they haven't lost a game because and numbers speak volume. Oh, opportunity got not begging. Run out chance for Irie, but I don't think even the Tiger could turn it. What an athletic effort that was. Get a single. The first run's off Rajbanchi. Let's get another look here. Sillia was always getting home. Live wire to watch. The throw, even if it was a direct hit, I think Sillia was well home. Changing the field now with the left-handed. This is a much bigger challenge for Rajbanchi to bowl over the wicket. He's got a lot of protection out in the deep backward square, deep mid-wicket, long on, all out, and then Irie's hovering in at mid-wicket. And he's just asking long off to go back now too. He did a 5 up in the circle. Required run rate escalating out of control up towards 15 and over. End of the 8th, 33 for 3. Pranav, you think back to that Asian Games last year where Nepal set all those records against Mongolia, and there was a little bit of trolling, wasn't there, online in terms of from some of the Nepal fans getting stuck in about how bad Mongolia were, and it took the head coach at the time, Monty Desai, to come out. The Nepal team went in and visited the Mongolia side after and spoke to them and helped them, and then Monty Desai published quite an emotional piece about how 30 years ago Nepal were at the same stage where Mongolia were. They're just playing their first internationals, and for people not to belittle them or humiliate them. And I would expect there to be very warm
feelings between the two teams at the end today. I'd call on fans as well to be generous towards Samoa, to remember that they're really taking their first steps in international cricket, whatever the result here. And their sort of World Cup final, if you will, was getting here to the Super 6. That's been a great achievement for them.
Oh, certainly. They'll be more than satisfied with their journey. It's baby steps that matters in the right direction, and that's what Samoa are taking at the moment. In all understanding, it has been a great journey for Samoa, first to qualify to the Super Sixes. Don't forget, they have outclassed one of the better sides, the favourites, to qualify for the Super Sixes. It was Papua New Guinea that has been outclassed, and they were out of the tournament because of Samoa. So I think it's been a great journey, to sum it up.
Yeah, and even over and above that, Sillia comes down the track. Just for them to qualify for this, that was a highly competitive EAP sub-regional qualifier A back in August 2024. The Cook Islands won the same number of games as them. Fiji won 3-2, and the big surprise was the highest ranked side in the competition. Vanuatu only won 1 from 6. They had a nightmare tournament there. So they qualified via net run rate. They had a much higher net run rate than the Cook Islands, despite losing to them. They actually lost to them twice. They beat everyone else then. So, even getting here has been a big achievement. as Lamachani is interested, but I think maybe a little bit of bat involved and a bit too high. And yes, right now Nepal are outclassing them, outskilling them, but we'd probably expect that. There's a lot to learn for Samoa from today.
Yes, they might be able to put up a fight against pace, but spin.
Beautiful googly, but solid as well to keep his back foot down. Single, only the single from the 9th, 34 for 3.
त्यही त भन्ने
सही रन पनि दिन्न अब कहाँ दिन्छ
100 पनि दिन्न हैन यस्तै हो भने दिनमा 100% लागिसकेको छ यो यति 100 दिएन भने त माबो फेरि भोलि प्रचारमा फेरि के हाल्छ हैन अब 100 रन दिएन भनेपछि फेरि भोलिमा समाचार आउँछन् फेरि खतरा
Here comes Dipender Singh Ari for his second over. Just wonder if he picks one up, will we get that trademark somersaults? He's only pulled it out twice in the tournament, both for the direct hit run-outs. And he's promised us 6 on the bounce. No signs of one yet today. Pressure starting to mount. He's running out of time.
It's going to be very difficult tonight, rather this afternoon. You know why?
Samoa aren't running.
They aren't running. You don't run, you don't get run out. As simple as it gets.
In a funny way, one of his best potentials to get that 6th consecutive direct hit run out might be off his own bowling. So just keep your eyes here on the fact that there's nobody in the circle on the leg side. Irie in essence acts as a 12th fielder in some ways. Good hand, really good hand from Nandan Yadav, who's going to keep that to a top ball. So if it's worked into the leg side, just watch Irie and no one else, because he will sprint after it like lightning. Oh, how's that missed? Probably just an inside edge that saves Salia, who's battling away out there.
Looking for a big heave across the line, probably a little bit of an inside edge, and that's what has allowed Sean Solia to still be in the middle. He's taken a lot of time.
They're kind of cruising through this game now, aren't they, Nepal? It's difficult when you know you're going to win. Is it fair to say they're just in second, third gear, not going through the motions a bit more than that?
I think they're in gear 1 at the moment. Second, third gear is too far away.
Oh, now that's going to help for Samoa. Sala gets that into the offside and will kiss the rope. It's a boundary which has been pretty rare in the chase, and it will get us to the drinks break. We'll take a break here in the commentary box with Nepal cantering towards what will be an inevitable 6-win style beat and head off to India and Sri Lanka in real style. Samoa 41 for 3.
सम्पूर्ण साथीले मलाई खबर गर्न पनि समितिमा तपाईले चाहिँ यस्तै ध्यान पनि राख्यो पनि हेर्न सक्नुहुन्छ मलाई फलो गर्नुहोस् तपाईको फलो
been a very noisy afternoon here at the Oman Cricket Academy. Nepali fans have enjoyed themselves cheering the home side for one final time in this tournament. It is the ICC Men's T20 World Cup Asia and East Asia Pacific qualifier. It's been a long tournament, but the 21st game, the final game of this tournament, it is Nepal versus Samoa. And Samoa are chasing a massive 212 to win. They are not in the equation, just 41 for the loss of 3 at the halfway mark. And it's going to be Kushal Patel who will come into the attack. He's immediately clubbed down the ground. And a misfield. Is it a misfield? No, it's going to be a couple of runs. I think Karen Casey. Oh, lovely to see. Immediate sign from Karen Casey. I'm sorry, that was a misfield. And he shouts to the umpire and signals for himself. Great honesty, great integrity, great spirit of cricket on show. I don't know if you recollect. It was probably Asif Sheikh who got the Spirit of Cricket Award, and that's the time when you and I were commentating. Yeah, that was was that 2021? Oh, I don't recollect the year, but that was the moment. Yeah, it was a lovely special moment, wasn't it, where he refused to run out Ireland's Andy McBride. Here we go. You're going to see right down beneath us that it has kissed the rope. Because the umpire would have been unsighted, Casey easily could have said, well, no, it's 2, but he did the right thing. And that's what the spirit of cricket is all about. Absolutely should play that way, even if it costs his side 2 runs. Easier to do in a match like today, where really the game's only going one direction. Oh, Nepal are dominating really well. The required run rate in excess of 15. Just trying to make something happen here. Never going to be easy against the quality spin attack of Nepal. First to find out which way is the ball turning and then to dominate the bowling. The quality bowling of Nepal. Never too easy for Samoa at the moment. Tossed up that time. Yeah, for Rob Bertel's brilliance with the ball, I don't think he's been at his best in this tournament. It's a bit surprising because he's had such a good 18 months or so with the ball, taking wickets prolifically. But just a little bit off his lines and lengths here in Oman. It's been a dominating affair for Nepal. Back of lane, then Nashtaran for a single. Seven runs from the roar of Kushal Patel. 48 for the loss of 3 at the end of the 11th over.
अड़चालीस पुग्यो 11 ओभरमा सही त पुग्छ होला यही पाराले खेल्यो भने चाहिँ पुग्दैन हेर 3 विकेट छ 11 जना खेल्छन् किन यसमा
I read to continue. You sense he fancies his chances, don't you, against Sean Slayer, who continues to limp his way through this innings, going at a run of ball, but just is running between the wickets. He's not moving fluently, so he's got a bit of a niggle as well. Credit to Samoa for seeing the tournament through. I know that might sound almost a bit flippant, but they literally are down to 12 fit players carrying 3 bad injuries. And look at Salia. There's going to be a reason, as you said, we're not going to see a 6th direct hit run out. They're barely running between the wickets unless it goes right to the very deep.
50 on the board for Samoa. That's happened for the loss of 3 wickets. I just wonder if we can look at Salia's running a little bit. You can just see there he's pulled up very limply, very tamely. He's battling through. He's gritting his teeth and trying to get through it, but he's struggling. He really is struggling. Just one honest question that all the fans would have been asking about: how is Dipendra Singh Airy going to get a run out here? Well, that's the question. I don't know how he's going to do it. If anyone can do it, he can. But I can't think of even half
half a risk they've taken in between the wickets yet. 50's come up in this over, we've missed that. But Nepal are just cantering home here, cruising, aren't they? Oh, in the air. Now again, on a normal day, most sides would look for 2 there, but just barely jogging the 1. Samoa are going to limp out of this tournament without a win in the Super 6. As the score is 52 for 3. Pushed Japan really hard though, didn't they? Came so close in that game. Salmanu Fatu-Ti nearly was the hero.
Oh, they've done well. But they've done well in patches, and that is the reason they haven't got that ticket. But it's early days for Samoa at this level, and that's where they'll be mighty satisfied with their efforts here in Oman. It's been a long tournament for them. It's been a tough one. First to travel all the way to Oman and then to put this kind of a performance day after day. It's been a short tournament in terms of days, but long tournament in terms of repetitive games.
Change of ends, or sorry, change of bowling for Nepal. Sandy Plamachani will come back in, replacing Bertel after just the 1 over. He's got so many options, Rohit Powell. I wonder will he circle through all of them. Might just look to protect Gulshan Jha, who is going to potentially receive an award. Big appeal from Lamachani given the googly, and he gets the decision going in his favour. Samson Sola's not too pleased about that. He was a long way forward. He's a big, tall man. And was this adjacent enough is the question.
Don't think that was going to be missing out on anything. The only question is, was the impact in line? Oh yes, it was. Probably a little bit of height and factor, but leaning forward, probably that would have clipped middle, top of middle.
Probably umpire's call on height you'd expect. I think that was the disappointment for Solly. Such a tall man, and it was up above the knee roll, but no doubt he didn't pick the googly, and it is Lamachani in on the act. He's into the wickets, and Nepal are just, well, really closing out this victory ever so comfortably. Solly's gone for 9, 52 for 4.
सन्दीपको ओभरमा एक न एकजना आउट भएकै हुन्छ नि सल्लाह गर्न लाग्यो.
Well, it's pretty bloodless, isn't it, or listless, this victory for Nepal. They're going to get home by, I would imagine, a winning margin of in and around 100, if not a bit more, unless Caleb Jasmat and Sean Salia can show their power, the 2 left-handers. But that matters not for them. They've had a good campaign. They've achieved one of their big goals by getting here and then getting to the Super 6. I think it would make for an interesting discussion, wouldn't it, with Taran Nethla, the head coach of Samoa. Jeet Ravel is with them too, the former Black Caps opening batter, who is still playing first-class cricket back in New Zealand. So he's come as the assistant coach on this trip. The 37-year-old who opened the batting in 24 test matches. As the Googly's beautifully bowled. Love this angle around the wickets. I'd be fascinated just to share a drink with them this evening and see how satisfied are they with the trip. Probably elated in some ways and disappointed in others.
Has to be content. He's going to be appealing, but don't really think that any of the Samoan batters want to get out of the crease.
So he is, well, because he's limping, he stayed very deep, and just as well, because I think Lamachani got a deflection off that. Very well struck by Caleb Jasmat, would have flown for 4.
On most days, 9 out of 10 times that was run out, 100% run out.
But again, he's not backing up, is he? Because he's really not moving fluently. And that one's nicely played, but another top ball. Building up for what could be the second wicket maiden of the innings. First one went to Raj Banshi.
They can get out in any fashion. It's not going to be run out. 4 wickets down. Samoa 52. In some ways, you certainly feel for Samoa with the kind of tournament that they have had.
Oh my God.
Googly chipped down the ground. Oh, put down. It could have been a double wicket maiden. Instead, Jasmat has a life. It wasn't easy for Karen KC. And maybe just that little bit of lethargy aside. Kind of going through the motions, really. And could this have been taken?
should have been taken. At this level, to the quality of Nepal, they've been one of those prolific fielding sides, and you want a catch like that to be taken by a team like Nepal. 13 overs done, 54 for the loss of 4.
त्यहाँ त यस्तरी हुन्न क्या वेलकममा 50 ओभरको हुन्छ होइन
400 पुगाइदिन्छन् रन
400
400
20 मा 200
Driven back at road pedal, who brings himself into the attack, the captain. Well, Samoa look determined to bat the 20 overs, enjoy every ounce of this experience, and they'll probably do so. It's very difficult to judge Nepal on this final innings, and I don't think we'll dwell on it too much. I think we'll probably more dwell on the fact that they've remained undefeated. They've only remained undefeated by really dragging some of the opposition into the chaos, into the madness, into the cardiac kids or cardiac kings vibe, because,
well, in the Japan game, Nepal were in all sorts of trouble. In the UAE game, didn't look like they'd anywhere near enough. Somehow got over the line by 1 run. And then most so, in fact, in the Qatar match, you would have to say that Qatar deserved to win that game, having outplayed Nepal for the vast majority. But a Sandeep Lamachani inspired fight back, aided by some sensational fielding, not least Asif Sheikh's glove work from the very final delivery, somehow scraped them over the line in that. Stuart Law spoke about it after the qualification. The thing he's been most impressed with is their never say die, never give up, never give in attitude.
But in most ways, I still feel that it would still have been these 3 sides that would have qualified, because supposing if UAE would have won that game against Nepal, they would have been in a struggling situation for a moment, but then still at probably 4 points with the net run rate, things would have been in their favor. 57 for 4 at the end of the 14th over.
Yeah, we can play the game of what if you will. And the reality is, if all the results had gone the same, but Qatar had beaten Nepal by, let's just say, in the last over, ultimately Qatar would have got to 6 points, and they would have been tied with Oman and UAE, and presuming Nepal rounded out this victory over Samoa, Nepal would have ended on 8 rather than 10. So they would have pushed the other 3 big sides to the brink, and qualification would have gone all the way down to this final day, but it actually would have still been the same 3 qualifiers because of that net run rate.
Assuming if UAE would have beaten Nepal,
no, we're just talking about that one result. Just saying, if Qatar beats Nepal, that was the one. I know it was a 1-run margin, the UAE game, but
even the Qatar Nepal, Qatar were in a brilliant situation,
the most dominant position of the entire tournament. That's what I mean. So if you just flip that result, just that one, still Qatar wouldn't have got home. They would have missed out on that run rate.
Yeah, probably.
Although, of course, you can say they would have played incredibly different in their remaining match, because they would have known.
It's a game of ifs and buts, permutations and combinations, full toss. It's only going to be drilled down the ground for a single. Boundaries have completely dried up.
Yeah, all the competitive edge in this game is long, but gone. There's a great saying, what is it? If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, life would be very different. That was a little leg break that time from Rajapanchi working through his allocation. But yeah, you can never predict what would have happened. All we know is we had 5 of the great games that I've ever seen in the associate T20I history, back to back here in Oman, and that shows how competitive this Super 6 was.
And those 2-3 days were absolutely action-packed. Thrillers.
It was chaos, wasn't it?
Yeah.
complete chaos.
On the first day, I was commentating with Shoaib, and we had a one-sided game, and you and Paresh were doing the next 2 games. And I was talking to Shoaib. Oh, they had a great day.
The very next day, we were doing 2 games. Oh my goodness gracious me! I was out of air in my lungs.
No,
Every ball.
it felt like a washing machine. We kind of got thrown into the washing machine, and then it all just chaos ensued and inspired.
छक्का हान्ने
Whereas this one is slog swept and much more like it from Salia. The first bit of joy in a long time for Samoa, who've just been, well, going through the motions of touch themselves. But Salia has got a maximum to get his strike rate above 100. I think it was again a leg break. I'm not sure Rajbanshi needs to be bowling them in full T20 eyes, and he's punished as such.
You can't be getting to the pitch of the ball to somebody like Sean Sodia, one of the better players of Samoa. Will always thank you for a maximum. With spin not being in the equation. 15 overs done, 67 for 4. Samoa struggling here. But they would certainly want to finish with a little bit of pride. Probably if they get to 120.
Yes.
Yeah, look, get up to 3 figures, get up to 100 plus and find a way
गरस गर्ला र 5 ओभरमा
to take something from this contest. Look, the reality is that they've been beaten out of sight by a much more skillful team, but this is the result we expected. And you cannot help but think that they'll learn from today. They'll understand how difficult it is against top quality spin bowling. And they can absolutely hold their heads high. They put their bodies on the line for their nation. They're a very proud nation. And actually, something you should keep your eye on, Pranav, at the end of this game. It'll be a lovely moment, actually, if we can get our camera crew to follow it as well. What they have done at the end of every match,
Lap of honor.
yeah, they've come up. It's only a handful. I think it's a half dozen or 10 fans or so that have come from Samoa. They come up to this grandstand and they get on one knee. They say a prayer of thanks, and they give thanks to the Almighty, thanks to their fans, and they have a little summary. That's going to be beautiful this evening because it's the first time the grandstand's packed for that with all the Nepal fans, and I would expect them to get a great ovation despite defeat from Nepal, and that should be a beautiful moment of what our sport and bringing cultures and people and all kinds of different backgrounds together is all about and should be all about.
Oh, absolutely. That will be a moment of brilliance. Hit down the line.
Long, great fielding. Jora has had a fantastic tournament in the deep. Really, really impressive. His run out in that game against UAE was incredibly skillful. It's kind of gone a bit overlooked because of the pyrotechnics of Irie. Great fielding again from Sundeep Jora.
Would love to have a few flourishes in the final overs.
We might get some. 16 bowled, it's 73 for 4.
क्याप्टेन हो त्यो
त्यही त चिने त यार अस्ति यहाँ म त सन्दीप लामिछाने क्याप्टेन होला सोचेको अस्ति त्यही त यार ती फुच्चा फुच्ची भन्छन् यार नेपालका रोहित पौडेल भनेर यार
Look at the run worm there. Nepal flying ahead.
त्यहाँ पुगिसकेको छ राष्ट्रमा पुग्छ 225 यसको यहाँ पुगेको छ भर्खर त्यहाँ पुग्न कति टाइम लाग्ला
आउन सक्नु पर्यो
सक्दैन सपनामा मात्र हो
Sandeep Lamachani will bowl his 4th over. 4 overs remain in the contest. As this one's worked in to the leg side, he really is limping heavily now, Salia. It will be, an act of great physical and mental fortitude to get through this innings unbroken. And I have to say, tip my hat to Sean Sleade, deserve an unbeaten 50. Big swing and a miss. He's thrown the kitchen sink at that one. And he'll make no contact at all.
Never too easy to go after somebody like Sandeep Lamachani. 1 for 10 in his 3.2. Always play the guessing game with the batter. With those variations, he has the flipper, he has the leg spinner, and most importantly, the googly. That was the leg spinner. Rushing on to the left-hander. Look at those fans.
73 थियो 74
Out of probably 500 fans, maybe 600 that have come to watch this game here at the Oman Cricket Academy.
Love another wicket or two, Lavachani, wouldn't he? He's working through the full repertoire to try and get that second wicket to his name. But we're into the last rights. Fittingly, the sun is heading towards the horizon. And the sun is setting on this event. Lamachani is going to cut a frustrated figure. He'd love 3 or 4 wickets to his name, but I don't think he's going to get them.
The last one has to be a leg spinner. He has to be targeting the stumps. Change of angles immediately. It has to be the leg spinner.
I think he's going to go to Googly. Let's have a look. It is the Googly, beats the outside edge. I still think like a leg spinner, even though I haven't played much. I've been too busy in recent years. 17 have been bowled. It's 74 for 4. One-way traffic here in Muscat.
18 बलमा उठिके नै 25 27 रन ल्याउन सक्ला 18 बलमा
Oh, it's a beautiful scene, isn't it? This the Muscat surrounds. They treat us to the most glorious sunsets always, and the curtain's coming down in this tournament. And ultimately, it will be Nepal who will be celebrating as champions.
नल्याकै राम्रो हो बहुत चर्चामा उठ्यो नेपाल क्याच आउट भइजा भन्ने गिडरपुरले पुरा
3 overs left. Salia and Jazmat, the 2 left-handers, haven't really been able to get anything going. Pranav, last couple of overs with you. Your thoughts on the tournament as a whole? Real hopes for these 3 associates heading into India and Sri Lanka next year?
Absolutely, it has been one of those testing competitions where not just your skill, not just your fitness, not just your mental strength, it is all aspects that have been tested. And these three sides that have qualified, Oman, UAE and Nepal, have stood tall on all categories, all criterias.
It feels to me as though that they'll have good success. Okay, they might not go on to win the tournament or get to the semi-finals, as that's pumped towards long on. Jordan takes the catch, and finally the Nepal fans have something to cheer. It's all been a bit too easy in the second innings, and they're dancing up there, loving every single second of it. This game's only heading in one direction, and it's a nice wicket for Rohit Paudel.
Putting a tight line is Nepal throughout this game, and Samoa have just not turned up to the quality of Nepal. That's the quality of Nepal. Spin playing a huge role. Jasmat, the captain of Samoa, being the latest victim, who's going to be walking back to the dugout. They've been incredible, absolutely incredible throughout this tournament. They've fought hard. The character has been amazing. Great sportsmen.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I would expect very warm greetings and feelings and tributes between the 2 sides at the end. I think both of these sides play in the right spirits, and I've really enjoyed watching Samoa in this tournament. I know they've been outclassed today. I know they've been beaten by a distance, but you think about all sides' early days in the international game. I think of the number of times that Ireland took hammerings throughout their journey to becoming a full member. It's all part of the process, all part of the journey, and they're ultimately just out of the reach of Rohit Paudel. They're ultimately on a journey that's hoping to grow the game in East Asia Pacific and grow the game in the beautiful country of Samoa.
And not just Samoa, but this will be a big opportunity for all those Asia Pacific sides who would believe that if Samoa can do it, so can we. And that is where the rise and development of a lot of countries is going to be happening in the days and months and years to come.
Yeah, I fully agree. And look, I think it's about that belief for the region. They're a very sort of close-knit region in terms of, you think of Fiji and Samoa, Vanuatu from a cricketing context as well, not altogether too far away. And I just love the way in which they've gone about it. They've approached it. Get to the end of the 18th. Just 2 overs remain. Samoa are going to come up short here in a big way. But ultimately, they've been one of the great stories of the tournament. And I'd love to see Ross Taylor spend a bit of time now with the Nepal players. I've no doubt that he'll be keen to pass on his congratulations and his best wishes towards the men from the Himalayas. As he comes down the track, launches this into the sky, long off, comes around and holds on to a great catch. And it's Sandeep Lamachani out there. Maybe not known for his fielding as much as his world-class bowling, but that's an excellent catch. Really well held out at long off, right above his head. They've been incredible. They've been outstanding. Rarely they've dropped opportunities and missed opportunities. Nepal have been splendid in the field, and they're continuing to do that even towards the end of this tournament. Holds on to a good catch under pressure. Sandeep Lamachani, Sean Solia, 40 of 37 deliveries, 2 boundaries and 1 maximum. Has a slow walk back to the dugout. 6 down for Samoa for 79.
Yeah, very tough from him. एक बल भइगयो 69 रन, अझ 20-21 रनहरू चाहियो जित्नलाई।
Burgess to the crease. He's in number 8. It's Ferretti Sulaloto who's alongside him. Bertel comes in to slip. I wonder who bowl the 20th and final. Might be defender Singhari. Might be a nice way to give one of the player of the tournament contenders the ball for the last over. Nepal have walked home with a canter here, haven't they? They've been simply too good for Samoa. Oh, they've been one of those aesthetic sides, and to win in this fashion, I think the management and the coaching staff will be mighty proud of the boys. Oh, he's got to get going here, Burgess. Oh, Sandeep Lamachani. Well, big Burgess's body, it just looks like it's quitting on him. He can barely run between the wickets. He had to get moving. But imagine Lamachani had a direct hit run out to go with it. Andrew, tell me one player from this entire side of Nepal that has stood out completely. Just one player. I think I'm going to find it hard to split Dipender Singhari and Gulshan Jha. I know Bertel and Sheikh have been the ones with the runs, Lamachani with the wickets. But those two all-rounders, their impact, when you talk about X Factor, talk about impacting wins for Nepal and making sure that they have stayed unbeaten. They've been the 2 match winners for me. Just one. Oh, God, I can't split them. Oh, you have to. Who's your favourite child? I don't know. You can't pick it, can you? Not easy. As Raj Banshi looks for a 4th. Not going to get it just yet. Probably Irie with the run-outs. I think fielding is so overlooked and criminally underrated.
I have to agree. Dipender Singhari has been splendid. In terms of,
he's been freakish, isn't he? Being frank.
Even in terms of emotion, the kind of push or kind of inspiration that he provides to the entire Nepali side is incredible. 19 overs done, 80 for the loss of 6.
Yeah, just 6 balls left. Who's going to bowl the final?
3 छक्का 2 चौका हान्नुपर्छ। नहीं 3 छक्का 3 रन छक्का हान्दियो।
हर खेलमा रे नेपाल 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 पुरा किस्मत जागेको यार। हर खेलमा रे नेपाल विन नेपाल विन। हर खेलमा रे नेपाल।
Karen Casey to bowl the 20th and final, sliced away. Going to be 1 bounce. Poor old Burgess has got a stiff body out there.
लाज भइगयो बिचाराको। सामानको लाज भइगयो सामान। लाज भइगयो लाज।
Karen Casey bowling the final over for Nepal. Samoa 81 for 6. 1 for 12 in his 19 deliveries that Karen Casey has bowled. 131 runs required of 5 deliveries. That's the kind of effort Nepal have. Oh, what an incredible shot.
Wonder where that has come from. Ferretti Sululoto. Take a bow. Dancing down the track, hitting it across the line. Massive. An absolute monster. And we're going to have a lost ball. Get a look at this. Get a load of this. Oh, right out of the screws. Up towards the sunset. A beautiful picture being painted. Well, if there's one final image to take from this tournament, that might be it. They haven't had much joy today. That one's nearly gone onto the main road. That man just in front of his car was in trouble for a moment. Can he get another big one? Just 4 balls left. Oh, big swing and a miss this time as Asif Sheikh's glove work continues to be good. He's been excellent throughout the tournament, and hopefully he hasn't done himself an injury. That would be the last thing that Stuart Law would want after what's been such a good tournament. Ferretti Sululoto was looking to go big once again. Probably the bounce not available to get underneath it. He's okay. Strong lad, Rahul Asher. He's got into the top 10 umpires to feature in a T20I. Yeah, he's been impressive actually, and a big shout out. We need to give a shout out to our umpires, our match officials. Kentanam, Amin Tower, team match referees, the team from ICC Stage of Pacific, all the team from Oman Cricket as well, our scorers, our volunteers, our liaison officers. It's been an excellently run tournament with a pretty tough schedule, a grueling schedule. Everyone's kept their humour, has kept their love of the sport, and I want to thank every single one of them who've been heavily involved. And lastly, and most importantly, our production crew have worked, well, ferocious hours through the heat, and they brought you these pictures. Could be a run-out chance. KC, he hits. It's not Devendra Singh or 8-year-old carrying KC.
कुनै पनि साथीहरूले नराम्रा प्रयोग नगरिदिनु अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छौँ। यदि सकिन्छ भने यहाँ राजनीतिकका कुराहरू नगरिदिनुहोला।
नेपालले आज फाइनल जित रनको पनि टार्गेट दिन सकेन गयो।
Going to be a heavy defeat for Nepal by the very barest of margins in this tournament. They've stayed perfect. Being honest, throughout the games against Japan, against the UAE, against Qatar, I think for the majority of all 3 of those matches, they will have felt as though the first defeat was loading. But ultimately, as French comes to the crease, this is going to be the moment. They'll be on their feet across Nepal. It's the winning moment for Nepal, sealed with a top ball. Joyous scenes of celebration, both here in Muscat. The players go diving for a stump to bring home and mark the occasion. The fans are on their feet there, banging and chanting and dancing, and right the way across the nation of Nepal, across the Himalayas, there will be jubilant scenes because India, look out. The men, the rhinos, the cardiac kings, they're coming, and they will be one of the stories next year at that T20 World Cup. A special mention for Oman, who will finish second, and also 2 for the UAE, who will take that third and final qualification spot, and for Japan and Qatar and Samoa, who added so much to this Super 6. It's been a 10 days we will not forget. 21 matches, and ultimately Nepal crowned the most worthy of champions as the sun sets here in Muscat. They win by 124 runs. They stay off to win.
तपाईहरु यस्तो यस्तो लाइभ हेर्नको लागि हैन हामीलाई सब्स्क्राइब गर्नु होला। म तपाईहरुलाई सधैँ यस्तै नयाँ नयाँ लाइभहरु देखाउने छु। आजको लाइभ कस्तो लाग्यो हैन तपाईहरुलाई? अब आज चाहिँ नेपालले जितेको छ। हाम्रो नेपाल जति सक्दो सबैजना खुसी नै रहेको छ। ल तपाईहरु हाम्रो च्यानलमा नयाँ हुनुहुन्छ भने सबैजनाले सब्स्क्राइब हान्नु है डमाडम पारेर। अनि त्यसपछि यस्तो यस्तो लाइभहरु अब फेरि भोलि चाहिँ अब यसको
ल्याउने छ त्यो पनि देखाउने नै छु। आजलाई बाई बाई।